All right, what's going? What's happening? How is everybody doing today? My name is Chuck, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be jumping into an AR that not a lot of people have been using here recently in Warzone just because of all the different meta changes and everything else like that. And today, we're actually going to be using a gun that I really like, which is the M13. The M13 has never really been like out of meta. It's just more or less been kind of a little bit outclassed by some guns that are really overpowered, like the DMR-14. You know, people love using the AMAX, they love using the M4, so on and so forth, but they just really don't give the M13 enough love when it's genuinely a really good AR. So that's why today we're going to show you guys the ultimate class for you guys to use with it, and I know you're for sure going to enjoy today's video. If you have not already, make sure you guys drop a like on today's video and subscribe with all notifications turned on. We're on that road to 700,000 subscribers, so it'd be awesome if you joined the squad. And also let me know down in the comment section below, what is your go-to gun here in all of Warzone? Okay, so jumping us here, I do of course have my M13, and then I do have my secondary as my MAC-10. This is like the new bulldozer variant, or the blood dozer variant, I should say. It's definitely a pretty cool one that just came out here with the new update here tonight. Then I have the perks of double time, overkill, and amped, with along with the lethal of the Semtex. Sometimes I switch that out for something like the thermite grenade, or I rock the Semtex. It just kind of like depends on how I'm feeling on the day. And then also I run the tactical of the heartbeat sensor, which is definitely a really good option, and you guys should run that. So now for the M13, this is actually going to be the Blue Jay variant here, which really doesn't make too much of a difference, to be honest with you guys. It just depends on, you know, which one you actually want to be able to rock on your gun. It really doesn't matter all that much here. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into the muzzle category, and what we're going to do is go all the way down to the very bottom, and we're going to rock a monolithic suppressor for that sound suppression and that damage range. The reason we're actually running this is because it is indeed the best suppressor you guys can possibly run for any of the modern warfare guns. You know, you really should definitely stay away from something like the lightweight suppressor, because that ultimately will decrease your damage range, and that's never really good. You can definitely run something like the tactical until you happen to get the monolithic, but when you get the mono, you should, you know, 1000% be rocking the mono just, you know, at all points in time. There's no reason, even if you're playing public matches, that you should really ever take off the mono suppressor. For the barrel section here, there's really only about, you know, 1 to 2 barrels that I think can be beneficial. The Tempest Mini is just not going to be beneficial in any way, shape, or form. And if you want to rock maybe like a cool public match loadout for just, you know, Modern Warfare pubs, you can definitely rock the Tempest Cyclone, but it's not really going to be that beneficial in Warzone. So if I was you guys, I'd rock the Tempest Marksman barrel, which is going to be your damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. The trifecta is what I always like to refer to it as, and this will definitely be really good for all you guys that are out there rocking the M13. This is 100% the barrel I go to all the time. More often than not, probably at least 9 out of 10 times, I'm rocking the Tempest Marksman. Doesn't matter if it's Warzone or, you know, regular public matches. I'm always going to be rocking the Tempest Marksman barrel, and you guys should definitely rock this one as well. For the inner barrel section, we really don't got to go too crazy on this thing because it doesn't have that much recoil to begin with, and it's a really high fire rate, but it's not going to, like, you know, pack like a massive punch like an AK-47. So it's really not going to have nearly as much recoil, and it's also a 5.56 round gun, so it's also not going to have that, you know, recoil because of, you know, the caliber of the, you know, the bullet that's actually in the gun. So let's actually go down here. We're going to rock the Commando foregrip for that recoil stabilization, that aiming stability. It's going to obviously negatively impact your movement speed here just a little bit, but to be honest with you guys, this is probably the best option, because if you rock something like, you know, the Merc foregrip, or if you even rock something like the Ranger foregrip, you're definitely going to lose out a little bit too much mobility, in my opinion, and it's really just not going to give you that much more benefit as opposed to running the Commando. And to be honest, I think the Commando is definitely a go-to on this gun. I always rock this, and I really have not been led astray or kind of let down by actually rocking the Commando foregrip. So if I was you guys, rock the Commando, just try it out. It's really good. For the ammunition side of things, you guys obviously know what type of guy I am if you happen to watch the channel regularly, and that's because I'm a 60 round magazine kind of guy. Like, I always rock my 60 round magazine. It really don't matter if it's, you know, just, you know, pubs or Warzone. Like, I'm always rocking 60, just because to me that's how the gun feels, you know, the best is when I have that 60 rounds in my magazine. It allows me to take more people out at once, and especially if you're playing something like duos, trios, or quads, it can genuinely really help you out, because you have the extra 10 rounds in your magazine. Of course, you have a tad bit less, you know, aimed down sight speed and movement speed, but we're really not trying to go for a massive mobility build here. We're just trying to get this thing to be an absolute laser beam at that medium range, and you can also definitely take people out at a closer range because of the super high fire rate, but you do have your MAC-10 as your secondary, so there's no real reason to have to kind of like make this thing be super good for that close range, because the MAC-10 can more than make up for that, you know, loss in mobility or, you know, real quickness up close when you're rocking this setup here. So always rock the 60. It's going to be very beneficial. And last but definitely not least, we're actually going to go in here to the optics section, and I usually rock one of two things. Within the gameplay, what you guys are going to be able to see is I rock the Corp Combat Hollow Sight, and I actually really like this, and it really doesn't even matter if you don't have the blue dot or not. You can definitely still rock the Corp Combat Hollow. I was actually rocking like one of the second reticles you actually happen to get, so it still worked out perfectly fine for me. And also you can rock something like the VLK 3x optic if you really really want to get a little bit more range out of this thing, it'll still definitely beam for sure. But for me, I just really like rocking the Corp Combat Hollow, and it just is a really, really fun build and when I actually use it like this. So this is going to be my full M13 build right here. Hopefully you guys haven't enjoyed this one. Go try it out in Warzone. It definitely competes and actually will slap in Warzone. You'll be taking out, like, so many people are using meta related guns, and you're going to thank me later when you try this out and you're like, dang, you know, this is killing really fast. Anyways, enjoy the gameplay. I was dominating with this thing. You're going to see just how quick this actually takes people out. Well, actually, you know, I don't even know what's better, using the Diamatti or the Milano. This thing's pretty garbo. I don't know where that guy's teammate's at, but like, he's over there somewhere. I'm like leveling up my RPD solely based on me just using it as ground loot. What is this kid doing?
Gas is closing in. Relocate to the safe zone.
Oh, come on. Bad play. There's kids galore. Oh, let me in on the action here, bro.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply. Gas is inbound.
He was making it a good distance. Damn. I knew exactly where he was coming from. Now, I'm not quite sure if that was the kid that was over here. Oh, God.
Where's that recon? Send it over.
UAV entering the AO.
I don't know where that kid is. I genuinely have not a clue. So I'm just gonna go get my ghost here.
Mark on target. Rain fire.
This is loader 2-0. Good copy. Cluster strike away.
Wow. All of our stuff's reloaded. We're gonna play some outskirts right here. I don't really have a ton of range because I have a holographic or the Corp Combat Holo, but I just don't know where people are at all. You know, I really want to see where this next circle is going to be. Then I can really dictate where my next move is going to be. I feel like people are definitely camping in these houses. Oh yeah, he's gonna be way down there. Gotta be mindful of where I am with this loadout. I also gotta be mindful of that there could be kids over there. Okay, I hear some shots kind of over the hill. Yep. This guy is down at the bottom.
New safe zone located.
Oh. We're gonna get a bit of a, still a height advantage, but get closer to him. No. Oh, they're both, they pushed up in tandem on me. No, they both had AUGs. God, I was toast. Unbelievably toast from that. Ah, damn. That's unfortunate.